Union Symposium you used to do. You know the one where you had all those black intellectuals on stage every year and everybody watched all day live on C-SPAN. Yeah, I know the one.
Let's bring them back.
Well, I am pleased to tell you that if you go to KBLA1580.com right now, you can sign up to be in the audience here in Los Angeles when we go back live on C-SPAN with a stage full of black thinkers and influencers for a historic conversation. America has never seen a stage full of black folk talking about the urgency of now. Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. It's going down Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com. Once we reach capacity, you'll have to watch us on C-SPAN. But if you want to be in the room when we go live from Los Angeles, Tuesday, June 18th, head to KBLA1580.com right now to reserve your seat. Caring about the climate, caring about the community. With KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
1800s. There was an act called the Casual Killing Act in Virginia. And what this was a law that said that if you killed someone, black, as a result of correcting them, but it would not be considered a felony, but anyone accused, so giving that punishment would be basically free of any punishment or any wrongdoing, called the Casual Killing Act. Stay with me. That means you were beating people to death, essentially. What we're talking about here is folks that were beating people to death to such a degree that you had to create a law to protect you from it. Now then, of course, if one looks closely, we go, who then were they trying to protect that was beating someone to death so frequently that you needed a law to protect them? And that would be white women who were beating black children.
Wow. The voice of reason is on fire tonight. You're telling me these spiritual wounds still don't resonate in our souls? We think they don't, but they do. How is your relationship resale value connected to the dissolution of your worthiness wounds? The concept of resale value in relationship refers to the perceived worth of a partner in social marketplaces. The notion is tied to deeply ingrained worthiness wounds stemming from historical dehumanization. On plantations, slaves were valued based on their physical attributes and labor potential. Are we not? Okay, let me keep going. A commodification that persists in the way individuals assess their and their partner's value in relationships today. Healing these worthiness wounds involves dismantling the internalized belief that one's value is contingent upon external validation and instead fostering intrinsic self-worth. Are y'all listening to this? we're doing this to each other today. Right? You hear me say, you hear me, okay, maybe I started ahead of the curve with Krishnamurti. Okay? Krishnamurti said it. It is no measure of health to be fully integrated into a sick society. Who's more integrated into American society than black folk? Where does your standard for love comes from? Does it come from a book translated by his hands? Where does your sense of self-worth come from? Let's talk about it. It can't be predicated on the baubles that you have aspired to achieve in this environment. Are you the author of your own type of love? Are you the author of your own understanding of empathy? Are you the author of your own self-narrative? Heavy stuff tonight. Let's get these callers in here. True Monger, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my friend?
Man.
That's how I know it's good with True Monger. Man. All right.
Man.
Go ahead,
yeah,
True.
I think people fail to realize that we still carry a lot of that stuff, even though a lot of people might still be unaware of it. They just think they do a lot of this stuff out of habit. Well, nah. It's been decades and centuries of trauma that's been passed down and renamed and regurgitated. But it's up to us to really catch it before we can really do anything to change it. And a lot of us have been conditioned just to go along to get along. That's even in relationships. They just go along with something even though it might be insult to their spirit.
Keep going, True. I'm listening. I'm learning.
We have to pay more attention. A lot of times we go along with something. It might seem like it's cool, but we don't really. That's because a lot of people don't really want to think. They just want to feel good in the moment. They don't want to think about the situations that created what's going on now, or how they're still being played out. Just like with the Castle Killing Act. It's never stopped. It's still happening. They might just use it, call it by a different name. But that act is still active.
The act is still acting. Come on, keep going.
You see, they get away with it a lot more than they don't. Because if they didn't, there'll be more accountability. And we take we take a lot of this stuff and shoehorn it into our relationships thinking that's how it's supposed to be when people are comfortable with their programming. They don't want to put the effort in to change their programming, to scrub their hard drive.
Wow.
Because they think it's going to be too difficult. I'm like, so what if it's difficult? You know what's wrong. That means you need to put some work in. You need to put some effort in to change it. Because if you don't, it's just going to get worse. Your relationships are going to suffer, especially the one within yourself. Because if you don't get your mind right, nobody else is going to do it for you.
I agree. True Monger, guess what you just did, my friend?
Just brought Dallas in the building.
Dallas, Texas is in the building because of True Monger. Listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Who we got on the line? Sean. Get in here, Sean.
Hey, brother, I love True Monger. I love all your callers, by the way. Of course, I'm just saying, man, when it comes to, like, having a relationship where, you have your other person being like chattel or being something you want to dominate or control, that dog won't hunt. That dog won't hunt, brother. What I'm telling you, people, when you do that, what you're saying is I want full control. I want complete control of this. I'm going to control this relationship. And let me tell you something. It won't work. It won't work. What you need to do is Zoe, you know this. Relationships aren't that effing easy. I didn't say the cuss word.
Good. Thank you.
These relationships, Yeah, relationships are difficult. And they require you to be mindful. And that's what I would like people to be, is mindful. Because when you're mindful, every time there is a really serious, crisis, hopefully not crisis, but anything below crisis and up to crisis. Crisis, by the way, people, is when things really are difficult, like your kid has ASD or pediatric cancer. I'm talking serious stuff. But if everything below that, right, don't try to control the situation. Try to work with whomever you're with as a team. Because if you don't do that, you're just asking yourself for more stress. And what do we not want, Zoe? We don't want tons of negativity and tons of stress, because that's what kills you. So that's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Sean. We appreciate you hanging on the line. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You brought Hawaii in the building.
Brother.
If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We're going to Houston, Texas when we come forward.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I have diabetes. I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I have asthma. I'm at risk too.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
We used to argue about whose turn it was to clean the gutters, but then I had Leaf Filter gutter protection installed.
Wait, I told you Leaf Filter had free inspections and estimates and a lifetime guarantee.
Meaning we never have to argue about whose turn it is to clean the gutters again.
But I visited leaffilter.com/beacon first.
No, I did.
It doesn't matter who. Visit leaffilter.com/beacon to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off today.
See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Eggs are a staple in our diets, and there's only one egg with more delicious farm-fresh taste plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best. With more vitamins, including 6 times more vitamin D and 10 times more vitamin E, plus 25% less saturated fat than ordinary eggs. Available in so many delicious varieties. Classic, cage-free, and organic. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
If we're the ones disproportionately impacted by these climate catastrophes,
why should we be silent?
Turning up the volume all year long on the climate conversation for KBLA Talk 1580.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Caveman, you better. Cave women, Neanderthal,
brother to the east.
To the east, my brother, 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 to the east.
Yes, I'm that kind. The one you fear, be scared you can't figure. The one that has the finger on the trigger. Boom, in the cut, zoom. In the darkness, the halo, the moon. Step into your real soon. Check the blackness. Me before those acted the likeness. Masturbating, masquerading. And you call yourself righteous. Follow me. A peripheral missionary and arc witness. Having intercourse with a nation of darkness. Books with worms. Jerry's with last names like perms. Now crash, come to terms with yourself. If you don't get any bigger, pink caddy driving black boots stomping. Yes, I'm that kind. Brother J, what you say? Brother J, what you say? Brother J, what you say? Brother J, what you say?
Yeah, I'm just a pro-black nigga and I'm doing this. And you do watch me clock me.
What I know about sugar plantations, tobacco, the Caribbean, what I know about American chattel slavery and the plantations there. Does anyone right now ever recall mental health assistance to slaves? Anybody remember sending in the therapist after I sold off your son, daughter, raped folks? At any point? Never. Second question. After slavery was officially over, now you're free. Anybody remember any therapy then? We know it's been rough, it's been deep for you, it's been difficult. We're going to do a little group therapy. Anybody remember that? That would be no. Number 3, after slavery officially ended, both in the States, in the Caribbean, the British, do you remember whether or not trauma continued? Did the trauma continue for people?
Wow. I love Dr. Joy DeGruy. And you say, Zoe, why are you doing this type of show? Because we think out of sight, out of mind, right? Even when we move away from our parents, which is our known, right? That is the origin of our identity, where we came from. That was the original environment where we modeled someone else and became ourself. We became self-aware. And oftentimes we're not self-aware of the attachment style we may have formed. We're not aware of the communication style we may have inherited. We're not aware of anything outside of our personality. We're not aware of our mother's issues or our father's mother's issues, and so on and so forth. That's why I'm really excited about the work of Dr. Marielle Bouquet. Healing from generational curses. Yes, you can heal, but just understand that it's a lifelong process. Healing, we tend to look at it as situational. Oh, if I get this situation out of my life, then everything is going to turn up. Well, things can get better. You can get out of a negative situation and get into a better situation, but that doesn't mean you don't still have work to complete, right? And why does this matter? Because our people have been through something quite unique in world history, something quite unique. Leads me to this question. What parallels can be drawn between, or listen to this one, this is a good one. What parallels can be drawn between our shared history as chattel slavery, or as chattel slaves, and the propensity to remain in spiritually, mentally, and emotionally abusive patterns with ourselves? Listen to that. What parallels can be drawn between our shared history as chattel slaves and the propensity to remain in spiritually, mentally, and emotionally abusive patterns with ourselves? That's a heavy question. The trauma of slavery has left a psychological imprint that predisposes individuals to internalize abuse and self-neglect. Just as slaves were conditioned to accept abuse as a mom, many people today remain in destructive patterns due to deep-seated beliefs that they do not deserve better, right? This self-perpetuating cycle of abuse can be seen as a generational curse, where the unprocessed trauma of ancestors continue to manifest in the form of self-sabotage and toxic relationship patterns. Breaking free from these patterns requires a conscious effort to heal and reclaim one's sense of self-worth and autonomy. Listen, from parenting to relationships to communication, man, we got a lot of work to do if we want healthy relationships. But we have to remember, whatever work we don't do will be amplified by the mirror effect of relationships itself. That in and of itself is a lot to chew on. Let me get Attila in here. Attila from Houston, Texas is on the line. Attila, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Uncle Zoe, how are you?
I'm good.
Man, I'm really glad you're covering this topic for real.
Good.
It's not talked about enough in the form of relationships.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that I want to bring up is our connection to, or rather disconnection with fidelity due to our history with slavery. So, if you think about the dynamics of the plantation, which is why I posed that question about how does your relationship kind of mimic or mirror the hierarchy of a plantation, you think about the bucks, so to speak, or the men that were conditioned to have, go through many, many different women in the hopes of producing more progeny. And what's odd is that we do that now without the whip, without the gun to our heads. So, brothers, if you wonder, I'm just saying, brothers, if you wonder why you can't commit, it might be in your DNA.
Ooh, keep going. I'm listening. Keep talking.
Sisters, if you want to know why you can't submit, it's probably in your DNA. We were conditioned to submit to a foreign man before our own. So I cringe when I see stuff online, and there's a lot of praising going on with these different dynamics, and people don't even know the mechanisms behind it. So in regards to fidelity, I think that's honestly something that we should work to restore first. It's really hard to want to have a healthy dynamic that includes being faithful, being loyal, when you've never seen it. I'm talking for generations.
Hold on, Attila, hold on. You done got Andy to jump on the mic. Hold tight.
Hi,
Andy. What are your thoughts, brother?
I just want to chime in onto, what Attila was saying, actually add on. And I stand to be corrected, but, my understanding of what was going on in slavery time was, the black man would get beaten in front of the black woman. And in a lot of ways, once again, I stand to be corrected, but it innately the black woman kind of lost respect for the black man to a certain degree.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because, you witness us getting beat down. And
wait, Andy, this is deep. Oh, no, Andy, you're not going to do that. Are you saying a lack of respect is a generational curse
100.
Passed down from slavery? From
100%.
Is that what? Oh,
just us getting beat
down. I completely agree.
Us getting beat down in front of y'all. It's like it's a natural kind of thing. It's, we got beat down in front of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And that's why there's like a little bit of respect that the black woman may have for the white man as opposed to the black man. It's that DNA thing you was talking about. Absolutely.
Yes, please, please.
I completely agree. So I think what works in tandem, because I think this is the sickness of that mechanism called slavery, is what better way to convince you of the way to properly gain your respect by being, dare I say it, loose, by being a man HOE, if you feel me. So you can't get your respect from your woman, but you'll get it from floozies. So I'm just going to say this. I think it works in tandem to break apart the dynamic. Because I think the strongest union that there is the black man and the black woman. There is no stronger union than that besides mother and child. So if you can break apart that dynamic and get the black man to devalue union and devalue faithfulness, it works in tandem to get the black woman to devalue respect, honor, and dare I say loyalty as well on her part.
Oh, my mind is blown right now. No, because I think there's some validity. Maybe. This is heavy right now. Andy basically said black women have more respect. And we have to say in general, allegedly, pro-allegedly, we got to say that. More respect for her white boss than she does for her black husband? Is that what you're...
So do you, though.
Ooh, so you saying the black man too? Ooh.
Yes. So do you.
This is part of the generational curse?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, you at the job grinning and skinning, and then you want to come in the house, where my food at? Ooh. Whoa, sir. Sir, change your time. Whoa. Excuse me. So I'm going to say this. I'm all for respect on both sides, though. So I think that if you're being disrespected, perhaps you should take a step back and examine the ways in which you might be disrespecting your partner. That's all
Andy wants to respond yet again.
I think, Atala, you make a great point. There's no pushback on that. I guess if I had to rewind back to the black man experience during that time, we probably was looking at our sisters like, Dad, we need help. We need help. But I understand you couldn't help us, right? You couldn't. So once again, it manifests to, the relationships that we have with each other today.
Andy, were you saying the black man was asking the sister for help?
I mean, I'm just assuming why we getting beat up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying that's where our disrespect comes.
Man, y'all today. Hold this. When we come forward, Andy and Atala, double A about to come back with another discourse. Man, we on fire tonight.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. A Virginia Beach high school has canceled its boys baseball season following accusations of racism. The principal of Kempsville High School told parents earlier this month that the team would forfeit a game against Princess Anne High School. The message said an investigation confirmed racism, hate speech, and harassment involving team members. The Virginia Beach NAACP issued a statement condemning acts of racism and hate speech at the high school and said it would continue to monitor the situation. Black Maryland Governor Wes Moore has signed a bill closing a loophole in Maryland's drunk driving law. The measure will update 2016's Noah's Law, named after Montgomery County police officer Noah Leota, who was killed by an impaired driver while working a sobriety checkpoint. The bill prevents first-time DUI offenders on probation from ducking a requirement to have an ignition interlock device installed in their vehicle. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Clark Pest Control is California's leader in pest control technology. If you need help getting rid of pests, mosquitoes, termites, and much more, call Clark Pest Control for a free estimate today. Dial 1-800-WE-NEED-YOU or visit clarkpest.com. That's clarkpest.com.
Hi, it's Tavis Smiley. First, thank you for your support of KBLA Talk 1580. We deeply appreciate you. So, I get asked all the time, Tavis, when are you going to bring back that State of the Black Union Symposium you used to do? You know the one where you had all those black intellectuals on stage every year and everybody watched all day live on C-SPAN? Yeah, I know the one. Let's bring them back. Well, I am pleased to tell you that if you go to KBLA1580.com right now, you can sign up to be in the audience here in Los Angeles when we go back live on C-SPAN with a stage full of black thinkers and influencers for a historic conversation. America has never seen a stage full of black folk talking about the urgency of now. Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. It's going down Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com. Once we reach capacity, you'll have to watch us on C-SPAN. But if you want to be in the room when we go live from Los Angeles, Tuesday, June 18th, head to KBLA1580.com right now to reserve your seat. Caring about the climate, caring about the community. With KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
I believe up there. Hey!
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelenos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone, and should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month. If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your Senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about. KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Descending from the tribes of Africa, inspired by the great black leaders.
Vainglorious. This is protected by the red, the black, and the green. With a key. Zoom.
Dynamic, articulate, receptive, courageous, outspoken.
One man is not a nation, brother builds a clan. Strengthen the circle creates the better man. The colors, the brothers, the key, the motherland. This causes to assemble this black band. Red, black, and green are the colors of the flag on the rise. Cause the nation shouldn't guise. I'm ever flowing as I come to sons and daughters. Knowledge leads the way, so I flow like Nile's waters. African American, rebel of authority majority. While I'm so-called minority. Sometimes they ask me, why are you the rebel? Is that the way you choose? Attain the bass and treble, yep. Brother, don't get deep, that's what they're telling me, just like a sellout. While society gets stronger and stronger, my race is weaker and weaker. Maybe I can make a difference to a mic and a speaker. So my lyrics flow different than a hip-hop bebop mic controller who turns out to be the flop. My wisdom God-given, exercise upon a rhythm, power positive and strictly Bible. That's how I'm living. Fortress we establish, high so none attack it. Back to the ways of our mathematic blackness. They can't solve, it's something they can't catch. Took respect of our lives, and now I'm snatching it back. Power flows in the nation, there is life on the key. Let us all bind together in the red, the black, the green.
It's good to see you again. You've been busy, haven't you?
Oh, yes.
You've been thither and yon, and the last time we spoke, you were talking about Africa, going back to Africa, and tracing the genesis of this transition from one side of the Atlantic to another. Where have you been most recently in Africa?
Most recently, I was in Ghana, and I was at Cape Coast Slave Castle and Elmina Slave Castle. So that's the most recent visit.
All right, let's move back across the Atlantic. You have been to the Ellis Island. You've been through that, and you've seen the Statue of Liberty up close. Tell me about it. I see the catalogs here.
Yeah, you know, this would be the first time a couple of weeks ago that I actually visited the Statue of Liberty in Ellis Island. I think there's a part of me, you know, that had a vague curiosity, but because of the information that I kind of already knew, I never felt really all that, you know, compelled to go. But I decided, you know, a really good friend of mine who now works and basically is looking at trying to improve a lot of things around, you know, these national parks. You know, he said, you should go, Joyce. So I went. And because I had already seen renderings, I'd been to France and was aware that there were various models of what the ultimate Statue of Liberty was to be, replete with chains. So I was very curious about how that would be handled. I also knew that the architect, the artist, and the you know, basically the producers, if you will, of the Statue of Liberty decided upon this statue in 1865. So of course this coincides with the end of the Civil War and the consequently the end to slavery. The chains, which originally were in her left hand and at her feet, were struck from the statue, clearly. But I was waiting for an opportunity on my tour to ask the tour guide. So the tour guide, you know, very enthusiastic man, he said, you know, he's kind of explaining all these details. And so right off the bat, he says, are there any questions? I said, well, my question is, what happened to the chains that were originally on the Statue of Liberty? And he looks at me and he goes, thank you for asking that question. We will cover it a little later. So I kind of waited, and we went through, you know, showing the dimensions and all of that, and I just waited. And finally, we got to the point where they actually had the different statues of those who were responsible for building the superstructure that it sits on, which is on top of a fort, all of these different things. And he said there was a little argument that went on. The artist wanted to really fought for the chain.
That's Dr. Joy DeGroot talking about the original Statue of Liberty had chains. Potentially being a black woman. Here we go. This is a heavy topic, and it's so layered and nuanced, and it has to be. We're in a society where we had one of the biggest rap battles in the history of hip hop. Drake, right? Against Kendrick Lamar. Right? And it transcended just hip hop, right? You got Joe Biden using the "They Not Like Us" in his campaign. It's big time, right? It's made the news. And people who are intelligent enough, right, can see you have popularity versus substance. Not to say that, you understand, Drake doesn't have substance. He has substance for what he does, right? And he's a great artist. But when you look at someone like Kendrick Lamar, what is Kendrick Lamar? He's a Pulitzer Prize winning writer. So there will be similes, there will be double entendres, triple entendres, there will be allusions, there will be, do you understand? He's going over everybody's head. He's writing with 5 hands. That's how intricate his work is. So you have an artist, you know, versus a star, right? But what the artist created was a question about the star's validity in our culture. Do you see? Everybody gets to come here and take a piece of what we do, right? So battle, to me, battle rapping, that's an ancient echo from slavery, where we put each other down, denigrate each other. Jones, the Joneses, bagging, crumbing, right? To me, hip-hop manifested that. Where was hip-hop born out of? It was born out of destitution. Frank Lucas, Nicky Barnes, Blue Magic, Heron era. They had gangs in New York at that time. Hip-hop was created to alleviate gangs. It became something else, but it was born out of traumatic brokenness, right? So was ragtime, so was jazz, so was R&B, so was rock and roll, right? So if we can look at those art forms and say all of that is an extension of post-traumatic slave syndrome, can we not look at our relationships and say the same thing? Why do you think Kevin Samuels blew up? Because black men hate the mother that raised them. For the most part, let's be honest. Or the daddy that wasn't there. Let's be honest. I'm talking to my sister on the phone today. I'll never forget this. My sister had been mad at my mama for so long. My sister got a PhD. My sister's a doctor. You mad at your mother? When as an adult, in hindsight, you can look back and see she did the best she could? Well, I guess you're right, little brother. She did do the best she could. So what you still holding a bone? But that's what happens when you get wounded in childhood. It molds your outlook. And you telling me we're not taking that mess into adult relationships? Come on. Can we be honest about it? Come on. We're on the spiritual spectrum. If there's such a thing as neurodivergent, black people in America are spiritually divergent. We have forgotten the time machine that can keep us in the now, the newness of right now relationships. But our relationships are dominated by the past. Do you understand? What we've been through. So who we get with is based on their ability to prevent us from going through what we've run from. Spiritually divergent people. And we still have the power to change it, but we have to acknowledge what we're changing. You can't love your woman if you got resentment for your mother and father. You can't love your man if you won't speak on your disappointment in them. All right. When we come forward, we're going to go back to Houston, Texas, and wrap it up with Attila.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Stay Housed LA has the resources you need to know your rights and the legal support to back them up. The COVID-19 pandemic has cost people their jobs and livelihoods. This has left an estimated 1/3 of households not being able to make rent and facing losing their homes. This is a fear no one in our community should have to face. You have rights, though, and Stay Housed LA is here to help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between the County of Los Angeles, the City of Los Angeles, and local community and legal service providers. Together, they provide tenants with the information and support needed to exercise their rights so they can remain safely in their homes. Find out more about your rights by participating in a virtual tenant workshop. Get the legal assistance you need. Find additional resources in Los Angeles County and the City of Los Angeles. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA County for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. Stay connected to Stay Housed LA for updates. This and more at stayhousedla.org. That's stayhousedla.org. Or call their hotline at 213-694-0040. We've got your black with a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Ew, gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. By any other name, we demand environmental justice in 2024 and beyond. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we don't black down.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Spilled your drink? Quick, the quicker picker-upper. Bounty picks up spills quicker, and each sheet is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less than the leading ordinary brand. So you can get back to your night. Bounty, the quicker picker-upper.
You want some more? It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Straight from the temple of everlasting. Me, PXO.
Ladies and gentlemen, my playlist has been X-Clan. We had to play X-Clan tonight. This was pro-black kind of song or show a little bit, and I just want to talk about it because, you know, I'm looking at black men versus black women, Kevin Samuels, everybody going at each other, rappers battling each other. At the end of the day, we are affected by generational trauma, and I know it's bleeding over into our relationships. But let me just do this real quick. Let me get Attila from Houston, Texas back in here to give us her final thought. Attila, what is your final thought on tonight's topic?
Well, to be honest, ain't a whole lot to say. I don't know why Nazarene hung up, but let me. I had to troll him. Let me just say this though: when it comes to our dynamics between one another, I think we really need to study how we perceive each other, because even when we're talking about not being chosen and, oh, the black girls don't like me, black boys don't like me, I used to think like that too when I was younger. Mm-hmm. But let's keep it a buck. If you have internalized issues with the opposite gender due to your parents, that's going to spill out into your relationships. And even more so, a negative experience with kids at school should not be talked about in your adult life. I'm sorry. Go get some therapy, whatever you got to do. I don't know why we're still talking about this 20, 30 years later. And I'm not saying that to be harsh. I'm saying that if you are still ruminating on trauma from middle school, that is something to work out with a therapist, not TikTok, not Instagram. People do not care. They're going to take it and run with it and create a podcast.
Right.
I'm just saying, it's like, that's, to me, that's the origin of male podcasters. These are clearly dudes who didn't really get women like that, because if you did, you wouldn't be sitting up talking about women. You would be with one.
Ooh, I ain't got time to be talking bad about no woman now.
And that goes the same way for us women as well. If you're sitting up talking about a man that dogged you out, sis, this is the fifth dude.
Ooh.
The issue is you.
Ooh. Well, what's the
anyway,
cutoff? Wait a minute. What's the cutoff number? Like, is it 5? Does it have to be 5 dudes or 5 girls, or does it have Attila, guess what?
You and I both know it only takes one.
Attila, guess what you just did?
I brought Houston in the building.
We appreciate Houston coming in the building. Jacksonville, Florida is up next. Mimi, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Well, after Attila's last comment, community property. Ooh. But this is a great topic, and here's my question. My question is, comment first. As a black woman that loves black men, I want to know why some black men choose non-black women. Is it us? Is it them? Is it the residue of slavery? Is it self-hate? Are they better than us? Because I thought we were the baddest women on the planet. Maybe that's just me. But seriously, that is my question.
Andy wants to answer it. And you always get somebody riled up. Come on, Andy.
Mimi, can I ask you a question?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
What is the relationship status with maybe your 5 closest female friends?
Oh.
Or even cousins? Or who are they dating?
I would black for the most part.
Boom.
But we're not talking about them.
So who are you talking about? Athletes?
Black people as a whole.
Well,
as a whole.
And let's just ask Andy. Andy, what's your preference, my friend? In women.
My preference is always black.
Sisters, right?
100%. Politically, I've always felt like that.
Right.
Even, I've always said this joke. I don't care if it's a white dime in comparison to a black woman who, we would deem to be maybe a 6.
Right.
I'm talking to my sister. 100%.
Boom. I hear you.
And then when I look at my network of friends, it ain't nothing but black sisters. So, the only reason why I'm kind of pushing back maybe a little bit on the question is, what black people are we talking about? Are we talking about athletes? Because every time we talk about black men and white women, it's always athletes.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Mimi?
But yes, it can be athletes, and it can be other, they don't have to be famous or whatever, successful black men, just really doing well. All of a sudden, black women aren't good enough. Some black men. Black women aren't good enough.
Yeah, that's definitely some, because, I'm right over the hill at an exclusive cigar lounge, black owned by brothers. Sisters are in there, welcomed in there, and the way brothers be flipping and doing backflips and tap dancing and soft shoeing and moonwalking for the sisters that come in there, all of those brothers appreciate sisters. Myself being one of them. I appreciate my sisters. My mama black. My sisters are black. You know what I mean? Like, and the whole interracial thing. I've spoke on this before, and I'll say it again. Like, listen, love knows no color lines for sure. Like, if it's real love. But you've heard me talk about how rare real love is. It's a state of consciousness. Love is like self-realization or self-actualization. If you find somebody organically and authentically and they're of another race, fine, more power to you. But if you're dating somebody in hopes of getting a baby with light eyes and baby hair or light skin, like that's a manifestation of self-hate. Now, you can say there's a certain portion of black men out there who date another race because they hate themselves. They hate their skin. They hate, the texture of their hair. You could say that. You can also say the opposite. There are some sisters out there who date white men because white men are more economically stable. There are a lot of sisters out there who think that there are some white men that actually treat black women better than black men treat black women. So let's not make it seem like it's unidirectional. This is a bidirectional thing. And to be honest with you, it doesn't happen all that often on either side. You get about 8% of black men who date outside their race. You get about 4% of black women who date outside their race. So it's about a 4% difference. But if you look at that, 8% still gives us 92% of black men deal with black women. Right? 4% of black women gives us 96% of black women deal with black men. So we got to stop looking at the differences and look at the sameness of the situation. For the most part, black men and women, we deal with each other for the most part. Is that fair?
It is. It is. I'm just saying some. I didn't know Andy was going to go there, but some.
You done touched the nerve, and Andy don't appreciate it because Andy loves sisters just like you. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend Mimi just brought Jacksonville, Florida in the building. We appreciate you for your call. Thank you so much for calling in. Listen, I'm going to say it again. We don't have all the answers, but we do have the conversation. We want you guys to continue to tap in. The Voice of Reason is done for the week. I will see you guys Monday with a whole new slew of relationship topic slappers. Enjoy your weekend.
Fee, fi, fum to the tribal dum-dum. I'm sitting on my temple, just plucking silly mortals. Speaking peace of mind to my many sons and daughters getting loose. As I release the juice, I'm more into the ibis cause a simple mother goose could never hang with the words that ever cause a clamor. I'm singing raise the flag cause I hate the spangled banner. Because you can't get with me, you label me enemy. Your comments on the mortal side are labeled as blasphemy. More than I am.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
Good morning. It's Thursday, May 16th. I'm Ree Harris, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network.